So, Enzo, have you got any fresh injury worries? Any players returning for the game against West Ham?
No, they are exactly the same than last one. Wes is out, Romeo's out, Benoit is out, and we have. They are okay.
Obviously against West Ham, managed by Graham Potter coming back to Stamford Bridge. First of all, from your perspective, how much do you need a response after the Manchester City game?
Oh yeah, we need a response. We need a good performance to try to win the game, but not because it's after City game. It's because we try to do always the same. For sure, could be a good option, a good moment to get 3 points, especially at home.
And with Graham Potter coming back, did you see much of Chelsea when he was there? Did you have maybe a bit of sympathy for him? Things seem a lot more settled at the club these days compared to maybe when he was there.
No idea, because when he was here, I don't know how was the environment, how was the situation. From my point of view, I can say that since we start, I'm working happy with the right environment.
Obviously, the day of the game is also deadline day. What impact does that have on you, if any?
No, me and I think I said many times, it's the same situation for all the clubs, all the manager. I think it's good also because you can work just with the ones that you are sure they're gonna be with you until the end. So it's a good for me, but it's a good for all the clubs.
Do you expect a player, at least one player, to come in before the deadline ends?
You can expect players arrive and you can expect player leaving. So it's like this in this moment. I don't have any idea about the ones that they can leave or the ones that they can arrive. Anything can happen. We see for me the main focus is just 48 hours the game, and is the main focus and the most important thing.
What impact does the fact it's on deadline day have on your selection? Because if you think of Joao Felix, Axel Disasi, talk of maybe them leaving, maybe Christopher Nkunku as well. Is that a factor in your team selection for Monday?
No, yep. We have in this moment we have many noises around the players, but it's not just for us. It's probably if you ask Graham, that is exactly the same. I don't know if they have some noises about players, but overall I think it's exactly the same situation for all the clubs, all the manager. The good thing, as you said, is that Monday is the last day.
Makes sense.
Soraya.
Hello, good morning. You said after the City match that when you press high you have to be brave, and that sometimes left your defenders 1v1 with Haaland, but you felt they dealt with it well. What was the philosophy going into that game, playing a sort of a high line and a mid-block? Because we've seen City previously been beaten with counter-attacks much easier. What was your thinking behind the high line?
No, the plan behind the game, as I said, I think in that kind of games you have to be brave. You have to accept. You have two ways for me. The one is that you drop and you give them 80% of possession and you just wait. That sometimes you can be lucky and you can win the game or you can get the draw. And the other way is try to be aggressive, to try to be brave. I think especially second half, every time they try to play short from behind, we recover the ball, I think 90%. And 3 times they play long from Ederson to Haaland. 2 times they score, and 1 time they almost score with Marmoush, the shot from outside the box. It is what it is. You have to accept, you have to think that can happen when they have Ederson that is good in long range, and Haaland that is top in that kind of ball. But as I said, it's decision that you have to take before the game, and I prefer always to see my team brave instead than to sit back and be there 90 minutes and just wait for something.
And Chelsea are one of the top teams in the league for crosses in the box, but the conversion has been a bit low. Jackson's obviously still improving match by match, and when you sub him, it's normally for Christo, who's, you said yourself, is not a 9. Do you think Gui's ready to play and come in these moments? Because we've seen he can head the ball and he presses and has the same work rate off the ball like Jackson.
Yeah, Mark is improving a lot, to be honest. He's doing fantastic. He's improving a lot. I think day after day it's more ready for that kind of game, but sometimes the decision I take is because I see something, and sometimes it's good, sometimes not. But for sure, Mark is I think day after day is more ready.
And you know Potter well, he knows some of the players here well. In terms of the London derby on Monday, we've seen West Ham's potential, some wins under him already. They've changed their shape, they've pressed in different shapes. What sort of tactical battle do you expect at Stamford Bridge?
No, they are, as you said, they are very aggressive. I watched the game, the 4-5 games with the Graham in charge. You can see that they try to be very aggressive. Even the last game against Aston Villa. So it's a game that will be a tough game, like always. And in terms of tactical, we have tomorrow. We have still 2 days to prepare the game, and we're gonna see.
Thank you, good luck.
Simon.
Hey Enzo, have you decided who's going to start in goal on Monday night, and will it be Rob Sanchez?
No, not yet. Not yet. The decision we have, as I said, probably 2-3 days. The good thing is that any decision I take, I feel good because every time Philip played since we start, he has done well. So Philip or Robert, we see, but any decision will be okay.
Are you at all concerned about? I think we've asked you this before. The fans' reaction to Rob Sanchez, and one, would that be a factor in your decision? And two, would you urge the fans, if he does start on Monday, to get behind the team rather than perhaps voice their disappointment? That
No, the only thing I can say is that we need the fans. We need them. The players need them. Understanding that sometimes, for different reasons, they cannot be happy with the players or with the manager in general. They cannot be happy. But for sure we need their support because they have to trust our direction. I'm the first one that if I see something that I don't like, I'm the first one that I don't accept that, and they can be happy in terms of the way they try to work every day, the way they try to embrace all the situation we had this season, and I'm sure that at the end we're gonna be there fighting for something.
Nizar.
Can I just a general question? Last season at Leicester, after sort of dominating for several months, you went on a bit of a tricky run. What did you learn from that period, and is that helping you now in terms of coping with this difficult run at Chelsea?
Yeah, happened exactly the same. That moment, the good thing was that we were dominating almost all the games, creating chances, but the big difference was inside the box. We conceded goal that we could do better, and we didn't score goal that we had many chances. More or less here is happening the same because all the games we had chances to score. Even the last game, I think after 10 minutes we can be 0-2, and probably the game is completely different. So for me, the big difference in this moment, I know that we struggle with the results in this moment. In the last 6 or 7, 8, I don't remember, we struggle with the results, but the performance is there. Probably in some games the performance has not been there for 95 minutes, 100 minutes that you need. That has been for 60 minutes, 70 minutes, 45 minutes, and you need to be there for 100 minutes. For sure it's something that we need to improve. But for me the big difference in this moment in the last games has been inside the box. We concede probably goals that we can avoid, and we could score the goals that probably in different moment we score goals. It's what it is. We need to continue and try to understand how we can improve these kind of things.
Enzo, Chelsea were in top form when you played Brentford in December, but then maybe there's a period where agents start to talk to players, they start to maybe have some offers and things like that. Do you think that's affected the squad? Because it seems like about 30% maybe of the players, they have these stories, these transfer rumours about them. Has that affected the squad?
100% for me, yes. Could affect, but not only us. Yeah. All the teams, because at the end, I said many times, they are human beings. Yeah. And if even if they say, no, I'm professional, I'm focused on this, at the end, if they are talking about you, about different clubs, probably the focus is not 100%. But as I said, it's not just for us. This can be something. The other one, I think, I said probably losing Wes, that for us, since we start, has been a key player, has been also some moment. But if you see City or Arsenal or the other team happen in all the teams, so the reason why it's different, the good thing is that we still play a good game, good performance, we still create chances, and as I said, probably in this moment, the big difference for me has been inside the box.
Yeah. And there's some games, or many games, that where you start very well. I think if matches were only 30 minutes long, you'd be top of the Premier League.
Oh, fantastic.
But matches are longer than that. Is there an issue a bit with the subs and the players on the sides a little bit at the moment, because they're the ones being linked to transfers, you know, they're the ones, you know?
No, it's always, probably if you go back, we won some games where I changed players in the last 5 minutes, because we won, no one realized that the change was in the last minutes. And then when you don't win and you don't make change, for sure, you are asking why you don't make change. It's just the game plan, it's just the game that requires some changes. But as he said, probably the good thing is that Monday everything finished.
Rob.
And is there a benefit sometimes to taking a player that's struggling out of the first team for a bit, like Robert Sanchez? And you've always been very forthright that he's your number one, and you've always defended him publicly. But sometimes is it what a player needs when they're struggling, just to take the spotlight off them, just to sit out for a bit?
Yeah, sometimes can happen. Yeah, it's not only a Robert case. I think it's happened already this season. I think with Alisson, no, that he was okay, but he was on the bench for some games, or I don't know. The other day I was reading about Donnarumma, that this season with PSG he was playing always, but for some games Luis Enrique left him out, and now he's playing every game. He's doing well. So sometimes, yes, for sure, you can be a solution, but doesn't mean that this is Robert's case.
And is there a fear that, you know, when Philip Jorgensen looks at, you know, there's clearly a bit of a problem in that position at the moment, the longer that he doesn't get the nod, the longer that he goes sitting on the bench, kind of watching this unfold, that could become a problem for his confidence, his development?
I don't think so, because the first time I spoke with Philip in June or July, I don't remember, I have been clear that the number one choice was Robert. So you cannot come here and expect, for sure, if the number one is Robert, and then because we have two good keepers, we can make some different decision, for sure can happen. So that means that Robert can mistake every game and is always going to play. No, but the number one choice was Robert. Then we see during the season, and we see it Sunday.
And we'll finish this section with Marty.
Hi Enzo, just for clarification, I read under criticism of Robert that Kepa could be recalled. One, is it possible to recall him because of the terms of the loan? And two, have you thought about doing that?
No, absolutely. No, absolutely not.
Thank you.
Okay, cameras off, please.